breath of fresh sports.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of A Breath of Fresh Sports. I'm Courtney.
I'm LaRon.
And I'm Eric B.
Today we are here for week 2. The NFL season is here. It's back. It's week 2. We are excited. And Thursday night we had a game. Buccaneers versus the Panthers.
Terrible.
I picked the Panthers to win. LaRon also picked the Panthers to win. Who did you pick?
I picked the Bucs.
Going into the game, what did you see? For you to pick the Bucs to win.
Well, the way I looked at it is, I looked at the performance of the Panthers the week prior. They gave up a lot on the ground. I think they gave up like over 5 yards per rush, and I figured that Jameson had a bad game in the air, and he threw like 36 passes. So I was figuring they lean heavy on the run game and lessen Jameson pass attempts.
Okay.
So if he has less pass attempts, that's less that he can throw picks.
Right.
So I said they lean heavy on the run, bring the pass attempts down. I say 10 to 12 pass attempts, and he threw the ball 36 times against the Rams. Yes, the Rams, and then.
The 49ers.
Yeah, 49ers. The Rams played. Yeah. So he threw the ball 36 times, but here Thursday night he threw the ball 25 times. So that's 11
less. Yeah.
So I said 10 to 12, so right there at 11.
Right.
And he had 9 incomplete passes. 16 for 25, 208 yards, and they monitored that perfectly because he can't. If you come out and throw 40 times, man, it's going to be disaster. It's going to be a disaster. So they did that. They ran the ball. I don't know what Barber ended up with, but
he ended up like 82 carries.
82 yards. 82 carries.
82 yards, 23 carries.
So
decent.
That's what I was figuring, and that's exactly what they did. And I thought they would do that, and I think that's why they won the game.
So let me ask y'all a question: who y'all think deserves more credit? Ty Bowles with his defense, or the lack of the Panthers and Cam Newton outfits? Who deserves more credit or blame?
Well, I'm gonna give Ty Bowles some credit, man, because it was obvious that the game plan was to stop Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
That was the game plan, and we're gonna force Cam. You know what I'm saying? If he's healthy or not, we're gonna force it and to see if he's actually healthy and make him beat us, and not Christian McCaffrey. They loaded the box up, and he didn't have any lanes, man. He didn't have nowhere to go.
That's the first time I ever seen him that much bottled up.
Yeah, and he had 5 to 6 targets, which is decent, but it's not normally what he gets.
Right, yeah.
But it's still decent. But the targets were so terrible that he only had 2 catches. You know what I'm saying? I forgot how many yards he had, but he only had 2 catches, and normally his catch percentage is higher than that.
Well, last week when Cam played, he had short passes. He was 19 for 25.
Yeah.
But 10 yards or more, he was 6 for 12 with a pick.
Yeah.
So they figured that, well, it's kind of like a basketball boxing one.
Yeah.
Let's stop McCaffrey and let's let everybody else do their thing. And Cam, I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's really injured and they're not really saying much, but the deep passes are not.
I think he lost his confidence, right? His confidence is shook right now.
But he's really never been accurate.
Yeah, his MVP season, he was at a 58% completion. It was either 58 or 59.
He had big receivers.
And that was his MVP season, and then I think he had only had maybe one season with 60% completion rate.
Last year,
maybe 1 or 2, but yeah, he's never been an accurate quarterback from the pocket. Like his threat, he's a dual threat. You know what I'm saying? And then that 4th and 1 play,
right.
It's clear.
That was terrible.
It's clear to almost everybody except for Ron Rivera that it's probably clear to him. He's just not gonna tell us that he's not healthy. Like normally, when it would be 4th and 1, especially that close to the goal line, they would call that quarterback draw. Cam dive over the line and you know what I'm saying every time, and it was successful a lot.
Something they might end up having to either sit him out from games or shut him down for a while because he changed throwing motion. The throwing motion is not working. He had the foot problem. The foot is something wrong with the foot. Because if Cam not running, Cam don't look good. Cam look like a pedestrian quarterback.
Put it like this, to close out on this Thursday night football, if Cam can't stretch the field, they might win 4 games.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to look at to see what the Tampa Bay do.
Right.
And they're going to mimic it. And a lot of other
But
they got better defenses. So
they don't. Every team don't have Ndamukong Suh and Vita Vale. And,
yeah.
They got some big boys. Maybe the Bucks defense. They could be for real.
They was good week 1. It's just James threw 2 pick sixes.
Right.
So they
and then a couple of picks that he should have had that was dropped by the defense. So it was bad.
I think the Bucks defense is gonna be good. I like Ty Bowles. When he's strictly the defense coordinator, he good. When he try to do everything else, he don't add up right.
All right, so that was your Thursday night game. The Bucks won 20-14. Now we're gonna jump right into our rapid fire picks for week 2. We're gonna start with the Cardinals at the Ravens. I'm picking the Ravens.
Ravens.
Cowboys at Redskins. I'm picking the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
All right, Colts at Titans. I'm picking the Titans.
Colts.
Seahawks at Steelers. I'm picking the Steelers as well.
Steelers.
Bills at Giants. Bills.
I pick with the Giants.
49ers at Cincinnati Bengals. I'm picking the Bengals.
Bengals.
Chargers at Lions. I'm picking the Chargers.
Chargers.
Jaguars at the Houston Texans. I'm picking the Texans.
Texans.
Patriots at Dolphins. I don't know, man. I'm lit. No.
They do play. It's something about that Miami weather that the Patriots don't like.
Yeah. Tom Brady struggles in Miami, but Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots.
Chiefs at Raiders. Chiefs. Bears at Broncos. I'm going to pick the Bears.
Bears.
Mitch Trubisky.
And now we can jump into one of the games that we're going to talk about. We could jump in the first game, the Saints at the Rams. What's your opinion on the Saints and going to Los Angeles for the Rams for the rematch of the NFC Championship?
Well, I think they're going to look at it like kind of like a bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
They were robbed last year, but it's time to put that behind them. Let's bounce back and let's set the tone.
Yeah.
And with them, I think it starts up front with Cam Jordan and the front line. And can the corners put some pressure on the receivers? Can they press coverage? That's going to be the main thing to that game. I know everybody talk about the offense and both offenses and all the stars that they have, but something that I want to see, a key matchup that I'm very interested in seeing is Aaron Donald versus the rookie center, Eric McCoy. Second rounder from A&M. That's going to be a big test.
Yeah.
And that can I ain't gonna say lose a game.
It can wreck a game.
But it can wreck a game. And it's going to be such a huge test for the young man. And can he manage it? Is he going to need some help? And if he need help, how much of that going to affect the rest of those guys with Fowler playing out of his mind?
Yeah.
So that's a key part to that game.
It is.
And, especially with that defense. So it starts out with the defense with the
who you picking?
the Saints.
With that being
said, I am going to lean and rock with it. Rams.
Okay.
I think the Rams get it done. I don't think that they can stop them enough. You can't stop them, but they may slow them down. But I think the Rams get it done.
I think I agree with what you said with the matchup with Aaron Donald versus the center. It's going to be tough for him, and that's why I believe that Alvin Kamara is going to be even more of a factor tomorrow. We see what Christian McCaffrey did against them. Christian McCaffrey had 10 catches, 81 yards. He had 100 and how much rushing yards? 128 rushing yards against them. So I believe that I believe that Alvin Kamara and Latavius Murray are going to play a big role in tomorrow's game. I'm interested in seeing somebody trying to contain Michael Thomas, but I don't think he's going to stretch the field. He's not the receiver to stretch the field, so he's not going to. Breeze is not going to need much time to get the ball out. I believe Michael Thomas can get open. Kamara as well is going to get open. He's probably going to have about 8 catches tomorrow. And I'm leaning. I think the Saints are going to take care of business in Los Angeles.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Rams because I don't really. It's kind of like the Matt Ryan factor. I don't trust Drew Brees a lot on the road.
Yeah,
and he struggles a lot more. And I just feel like they still have that hangover. Before the game, you get hyped about it, but once the actual game comes, you calm down.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think the Rams are a better team right now. I don't trust the Saints defense.
Mm-hmm.
When you got Brandon Cooks, you got Cooper Kupp healthy, you got Robert Woods, and I see 23, 24 touches for Ty Gurley tomorrow. I think they're going to start using him more. I think Ty Gurley is going to shine like new money, honey.
Okay.
So I'm picking the Rams. 31-27.
All right.
24-20.
I don't have a score, guys. I got to come up with a score. I say the Saints 27-21. Next game we could go into, the Minnesota Vikings going to Lambeau Field to play the Green Bay Packers. I guess I can start this one off. I'm interested to see how Kirk Cousins is going to look on the road in Lambeau. Yeah. Last week we saw that the Packers defense looked very much improved. Now they're going to have a test this week, a better test than what they had last week. They're not playing the Bears offense.
Right.
So they're going to have a test. They got to go against Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs, and Dalvin Cook. So they got a big test this week to see if they actually have a defense, like Aaron Rodgers said. So he could have put extra pressure on their defense because he said on national TV, we finally have a defense.
Yeah.
So, but with that being said, I don't trust Kirk Cousins on the road in Lambeau Field. I really don't. I love Dalvin Cook. I love the receivers there. I just don't trust Kirk Cousins on the road. And I'm going to roll with the Green Bay Packers. I trust Aaron Rodgers. I know that the Vikings have an awesome defense, but Aaron Rodgers, I believe he's going to get the job done at home. MVS and Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is going to have a bounce-back game, I believe. I want to say Aaron Jones, but I don't know what they still using two running backs, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know about the running back position with the Green Bay Packers, but I just believe in Aaron Rodgers, and I think he's going to get the job done at home against the Vikings.
I like the Minnesota Vikings, and I like what they stand for. 77% run last week. I mean, that's heavy.
Yeah.
But that helps. I think that'll help Cousins. Now the D line and the defense did play real good. Green Bay Packers. Yeah. They're aggressive. They're mean, and they look real good. But the way to neutralize an aggressive talent at D line is to have stretch runs and zone runs to help them. Because if you line them up straight and just hat for hat,
right?
That's a point.
And the Vikings offensive line are talented and they're athletic. Mm-hmm. So with those zone runs and those stretch runs, get them off out of their comfort zone, if you will. Mm-hmm. That can only help. And I think Cook has a big game, and that, like I said, to help Cousins to do play action, get him out of position, and he's going to need it because they're going to be rocking up there in Green Bay. So I think the Vikings win this game 21-17.
I'm picking the Packers because, like you said, I don't trust Kirk Cousins either. But I also like what you said. When they got the Packers, they got a good D line, but they not big. Mm-hmm. So if you put them hat on hat, you're right. You stretch them out, you're right. But I don't trust Kirk Cousins, and I think it's time for Aaron Rodgers to start making themselves known. They didn't have a good game offense last week, and the main thing is they want to have more balance with Aaron Rodgers. You know, it's good to have a defense, but Aaron Rodgers still got to be Aaron Rodgers at the end of the day.
Right.
And I don't trust Aaron Jones at all. You know, Devontae Adams, he gonna do his thing. You know, they gotta find a second receiver, but I think they'll find a way to win. I'm taking the Packers 23-16.
Well, I think they found their second receiver. It's MVS, and he had a good game last week. And Aaron Rodgers seems to really like him. You know, he didn't even target Geronimo Allison. I don't think last week. It was all MVS and Devontae Adams. But I think it's going to be spread out a little more. Man, I want to say that I think they are going to try to be a little more balanced because they're going to have to run some.
Yeah.
I just don't know which one they're going to use both of them.
So this Adam LaFleur, Mike McCarthy all over again. Same thing, different. It's a different story.
But starting out last year, LaFleur, he was at Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Starting out last year, they was using a lot of Deion Lewis.
Right.
They was using a two-back system at the beginning, and then at the end is when Derrick Henry took over.
Right. Yeah.
So it can be starting out the same way that it did last year.
Trying to keep Aaron Jones fresh.
Right. All right, let's jump into the next game. Eagles is a Sunday night game, y'all.
Yeah.
Sunday night party. Eagles going to Atlanta to play the Falcons. I'm going to pick the Eagles to win this game. I like the Falcons. They're at home, but I think Carson Wentz with all his weapons in store, and I thought their defense was going to be better than what they were last week. So that could be somewhere where my pick end up being wrong because their defense could not be good, just not be good.
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum got 418 yards. Like, oh man. So yeah, that could be. I kind of want to change my pick now. Can I do a live pivot?
Go ahead.
But no, I'm gonna stick with the Eagles though. I think Carson Wentz is gonna get the job done. I think we're gonna see a little more from Miles Sanders. I don't like the Falcons defense, man. The Falcons defense is not good. The Falcons offensive line is not good. So with the Eagles defense not being, they didn't have a good showing last week. But with the Falcons offensive line looking like they looked last week, they have potential this week to have a bounce back game on defense.
They should be motivated.
So I'm going to pick the Eagles.
Man, I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a shootout. Start with Deshaun Jackson. I think he's going to stretch the field and do his thing. Carson Wentz, I mean, he looked healthy, looked comfortable, and looked good. And then on the other side, the Falcons, the offensive line, they got some injuries, and it showed.
Yeah.
They're not really deep, on the offensive line, and the Eagles' defensive line. I mean, they got a slew of guys that can come in and out.
Right.
And they're aggressive. And man, if the Falcons can give Matt Ryan some time, then it'll be a shootout. Yeah. But it starts with that offensive line.
Right.
They have to run block. They have to pass block. They go put some pressure on them because they know they're depleted. I just think it's gonna be a shootout. But I'm gonna roll with the Eagles 31-30.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take the Falcons. I think Matt Ryan's gonna have a bounce back game at home. He knows he plays better at home. The whole team plays better, and I think Julio will have a bounce back game, have a big game, and I expect more for Devontae Freeman. With the Falcons, I think they need this game more than the Eagles do because you don't want to be down 0-2 in the NFC South. That's a strong division, And Matt Ryan, they don't play better in prime time, unlike Kirk Cousins. But I think the Falcons going to win this game 35-28.
Okay. All right, we can go into our last game, the Monday night party, Browns at the Jets. When we picked this game to go over, we didn't know about the Sam Darnold. He has mono, and he's going to be missing maybe a few weeks.
Yeah.
So we have Trevor Siemian starting, and that's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for Robbie Anderson. Jamison Crowder can still probably do what he does in the slot because I don't see Trevor Siemian going deep to Robbie Anderson a lot. So if for any fantasy owners of Jamison Crowder, maybe you can still use him, especially in the PPR league.
Yeah.
But man, without Sam Darnold, I think that's going to hurt Bill. I think this is going to hurt the whole offense as a whole, and with the offense not being able to, extend drives, it's going to hurt the defense.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick the Browns. Baker Mayfield with a bounce back game. Just the whole offense as a whole with a bounce back game, and I think their defense really need to show some more because they didn't show anything last week. Everybody expected their defense and just the team as a whole, but especially their defense to come out and play way better against Marcus Mariota and the Titans, and they didn't. Yeah. So I think they're going to bounce back this week, and they're going to take this win. I think they'll win by maybe 27-10.
Well, I would say this. I think Cleveland's going to win, but I would give the keys to why the reason the Jets could win. I think, this being Trevor Siemian first started a long time, but he is at home. That home factor will help early. And you have Le'Veon, so I think they're going to lean on the run game more. They're going to try and control the clock, keep that supposedly explosive Browns offense off the field. Mm-hmm. And, with Greg Williams, he might be a dirty coach, and he's a good defensive coordinator. So he'll throw some exotic blitz and everything. Baker Mayfield, he knows them. He was his coordinator last year with them. Yeah. So he knows them really well. I think the Browns are going to win 24-17.
Man, let me tell you, when we talked about this game, I'm like, man, what can I say?
I almost just said Browns, but we had to put some analysis.
Right, no doubt. But first of all, I got the Browns winning 28-10. But the only thing that can shift that and bring it closer, if not put the Jets over the edge, is the Browns have to be more disciplined. They had 18 penalties for 182 yards.
That's over 10 yards of penalty.
One game.
That's terrible.
That's ridiculous.
Terrible.
And Baker Mayfield, of course, about the 3 picks, all in the fourth quarter. But the one bright star last week was Chubb. Yeah. He averaged over 4 yards a carry at 75 yards, I think, and the whole team as a whole was over 5 yards a carry. Mm-hmm. And the Jets gave up exactly that, 5 yards, 5.1 last week per carry. Mm-hmm. So, like I said about Winston, they're going to have to limit Mayfield pass attempts. Run the ball.
Yeah, they need to run more.
They got to have balance.
They got to have balance. Even if you run more than you pass, I know Baker Mayfield like to be flamboyant, he like to do his thing, but listen, win the game.
Right.
And if you have to run more, pass less, let the defense set the tone, get out of there with a win, man. 2018, I have them dominating.
Okay. All right, guys, that's it. That's all we have for today. Like we say always, appreciate you for sticking with us this far. And hey, give your picks. Who do you think I'm right with my picks? Did you disagree with some of my picks? What about Eric? What about LeBron? Let us know these things in our comments.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.